Earth Day, and the theme is essentially our power, our planet. Now, when it comes to protecting the Earth, the U.S. seems to be going in reverse in a way, and the group chat is going to talk about that. So for those of us who kind of grew up drawing pictures of the Earth and trees for Earth Day, we have in our mind what this is about. But since then, politically, there's been a lot of changes, and we know, obviously, Trump pulled out of the Paris Agreement way back when and continues, and DOGE is going after weather and climate programs. But Chuck, you're actually at the National Wildlife Federation as well. So it sounds like nonprofits are starting to feel the effects of the new administration.
I'm on their C4 board, and what we do is we fight to make sure that animals don't become extinct and that we protect public lands and public spaces for hunting and fishing and outdoors, which you would think, as all Americans, something's pretty easy. But we hear this morning that lots of larger nonprofits working in the environmental space are going to be a target of this administration because
In what way? Like grants that they won't get, or is there something more specific?
One is grants, and the other one is they all are nonprofits, so they don't have to pay taxes because they're doing good deeds. So people can give them tax-exempt donations. We accept donations. Lots of nonprofits accept donations, and he's trying to say these folks do too many political things, and if you talk about the environment with this administration, they think you're being political, and most folks just think it's common sense.
No, a lot of people think it's political, or identify it with sort of liberal-leaning ideas.
Clean water and clean air became political,
That's
but
totally
I'm just saying.
fair. But for the longest time, I feel like as a political reporter, I was often talking about distinct groups, and especially generational, because I remember there would always be a story that's like, this conservative is into the environment, and then we would do like an essay on their existence. So what does it mean? Like, who cares about this now?
Yeah, and I think there's difficulty because, as you mentioned, you're on the C4 board, and there's a question, I think, about how much can you blame the C4 side for C3 activities, electioneering activities.
Translate. You mean the political side for the nonprofit
exactly.
side?
So the C3 side is the side that can do electioneering, where they can spend money, and many environmental groups do spend money on elections, whether they're pushing ads up saying X person is good for the environment. And so the question is, can the C4 side be held accountable for those actions? And that is something that I think a lot of nonprofits are afraid of. It's not just in the climate space. There are fear within the immigration nonprofit space as well that this could be happening. But on your question about the political nature of this, there's a real problem for folks who care about the environment and care about the earth, that the environmentalists have not made a compelling argument for why that is important when everyone's first concern is their pocketbook.